Okay, so it's 7 p.m. on October 5th, and we will begin the Historic District Commission meeting. So we will take a roll call. I'm Heather Getz. Ika Scully. Elaine Lang. So we have a quorum of 3. And we will begin with application 2303 of Robert Pomeroy, owner and applicant for a certificate of appropriateness to replace 7 windows with wood windows and replace the roof with fiberglass asphalt shingles on the property located at 16 East Beach Street. So we will open this up. Do you have anything in addition?
Oh, I am here, but I have to run to the ladies.
Should we put it on hold for a minute?
Sure.
Sure.
Okay.
See, I should have known Eva would find the interior barn structure picture packet.
It's cool. Robert, did you have the presentation or just what you could say?
My presentation is your presentation.
Okay.
I don't, I have 100 slides and about 3 hours of presentation. No.
No, it was pretty thorough when you.
Yeah, it's pretty straight, it looks pretty straightforward, so
Thank you.
I think we'll understand it pretty easily.
Do you have a date on your barn? Nobody dated them anywhere.
No, and it's mixed. There's in the registry of barns, it says it's an 1800s barn. In the listing for the property, it said it was 1900. So it feels older than 100 years, but I don't know. If you have, you probably know a lot more about it than I do. So
I'd love to come look at it with us.
I'd love to have it.
So many are like Franken barns and, you know, it's very possible it was built in both 1880 and 1920 in pieces.
It's a pretty basic structure, though. I mean, it's a 30 by 40. These pictures don't do it completely.
It looks. It's 30 by 40.
Yeah.
So it's sitting there in the field all by itself, like I didn't lose that
It's pretty
that
big.
scale,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Cause mine is like 26.
Yeah.
26 left.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm Rob Pomeroy. It's the first time I've been in this, I haven't been sitting up there, so that's sort of fun. I bought this land and barn in June of this year. Sort of always admired the property, and it was on the market about 3 or 4 years ago. It didn't sell. And so when it came back on, I don't really have any idea what I'm gonna ultimately do with it, but I love the land and I love the barn. I have every intention of keeping the barn.
Yay.
And we may or may not someday build a house there, or we may, we have other plans, you know, crop wise. I'd like it to be agricultural land. Trying to convince the assessor that that's the way it should be taxed, just between us. She has a different opinion. So almost immediately afterwards, I went out and got the quote for the roof in July. You guys didn't have a meeting in August. I thought I was on the agenda for September. I wasn't. That was entirely on my fault. So I'm so glad that the 4 of you could make it tonight, because I would have had to be too aggressive about getting this approved. This roof needs to be fixed, and it has rained unbelievable.
Terribly.
Yeah. Only on the weekend.
Yeah. And tomorrow. So Chris Arnold is gonna do the roof for me. He's very interested in trying to preserve the way it looks and reinforce some of the corners and the eaving, all, you know, trying to maintain the look. And then I thought, well, I don't like the window in the front. It's metal clad and doesn't look like any of the other windows. So with Joe's and Brittany's advice, I decided to replace the windows. They don't all need to be replaced. There's one that's missing up on top. I'm gonna try my best to close the barn in more. But, I definitely will I want your approval to replace with like kind windows.
And, how
Single
many
pane,
windows are there in total? Are you
how many
replacing-
windows?
Are in total, are you replacing?
I'm asking for approval to replace all of them with a similar kind with, single pane wood windows, all
Okay.
right?
Yeah, that's great. Welcome to the street, and I'm glad that that was purchased, the beautiful barn, so it's nice to see that someone would like to preserve it.
185 or
It is,
Okay,
yeah, down
it's down there.
across from Rosedale.
Okay,
It's owned by the Caldera family, by, Donna and
We've got
her.
You could do mums again.
Well, that's been done, and the farm, the flower farm down East Weetog, is doing that now very well. We have some other ideas, lavender.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
So so you're going to replace that one kind of modern
Funky.
looking window with the one with the mullions similar to the other
Yes.
windows, is that
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I
one.
think that's a
right. Yeah,
good
that
call.
makes sense.
Yeah. Now, the measurements and being able, I haven't ordered these windows, I have somebody that will help me do this, so. The ones that I put in the package are the ones I'm gonna try to get, but they don't have pre-made, they don't have a spec size for all of these. Especially that one, it's a little bit bigger, but I'm sure I can get that same look and model.
You know, there's a couple barns full of old barn parts and doors and windows out in the country.
If I could find a 51-inch by 32-inch window or
That's
something, and it would close, then we could build it in, and I would do that.
That's the problem now, is that everything is so many. It's hard to, it's really hard, yeah.
Every time I need a new window at my house, I have to reframe the whole.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
And your house isn't that old, I think,
Well,
about in
it's-
this district, right?
60, yeah.
Yeah, oh, okay.
So where are your houses?
I'm in West Simsbury.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm on Musket.
Okay.
West Simsbury.
Yeah, these two, but Eka lives in a historic house, and we're in
Two
the
barns.
Tony Coloni's.
So, does anyone have any questions any further questions about the windows? And then any guys questions about them?
No, the only one I had has already been answered about the one of these things that's not like the others.
Yeah,
Situation will be rectified.
that's what
so,
started it, really.
Yeah,
And then does anyone have any questions on the roof? The roof, to me, it seems it's just being replaced with the material that is currently on it, yeah.
yeah, it is currently asphalt,
Yeah.
so it'll be the
Right.
same material as it is, okay. Although probably,
How big is the barn, just like your?
It's 30 by 40.
How long, do you think it will take for completion?
Well, I've had him on call since February, or not February, July 10th. But, I think I want it done before the snow flies, so he said he will get me on the schedule. The roof for sure, the windows may not be till spring. I
Yeah.
wanna get the window that's missing in.
Are you putting drip edges on the top of that?
That's a really good question, on the eave, you mean?
Just over the windows, and then. Just over the windows.
Well,
I can't tell.
I mean, like the ones on the bottom right, do those have drip edges, is that what you're saying?
Who has the pointer?
So you
And-
effectively-
and right up there, right along there.
Does,
I can't tell if there is a drip edge there,
I don't know either.
but that's a good thing.
Would that be a good thing to put on? Okay.
And are there any gutters or anything associated with
Any what?
gutters?
No.
I see you have a Yankee diverter over the door, over your wagon door,
Go back to the.
back to the front door. There,
Yeah, right,
that right there.
yeah, sticks out about less than a foot, I think,
And that keeps the water off the door.
yeah. The door is newer,
Yeah, looks good.
and there's about 4 different kinds of siding on the side of the barn.
The importance of a barn is its skeleton.
So does anyone have any further questions or do you have any further comments? Okay,
You want me to read the motion?
well, we first have to make a motion to close the public hearing.
Oh, that's right. I move to close the public hearing. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, great. So, do we have any discussion amongst us? Are we ready to make the motion?
Looks like pretty standard, looks like there'll be an improvement. Some of them, small details, but the overall historic nature is preserved, so. Maybe in accordance with our purview.
Thank you for thanking.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve application 2303 of Robert Pomeroy, owner and applicant, for a certificate of appropriateness to replace 7 windows with wood windows and replace the roof with fiberglass asphalt shingles on the property located at 16 East Weetach Street. There a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And the motion passes 4-0. So we look forward to,
Great,
Seeing the
thank you
work.
very much.
yeah, so thank you for coming in.
I would love to have you come, see the barn. I'm as interested as I can be in getting people with resources, knowledge, and willingness to help me, because this was a passionate purchase without thorough thought.
Those are the best, right?
Yeah, you wanna talk to Sue about that? See what I'm talking about?
I was thinking, no, impulse buys a new car or something, but he bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't graduated beyond Snickers bars, okay?
I haven't purchased a car in, either. It's a great,
Yeah, that is beautiful property.
It's great. All right, thank you very
Great,
much.
thank you, Rob. Okay, so we'll move on, to general commission business. We have the certificate of appropriateness for the expiration discussion. I was not here for the last meeting, but I know that it was the first time it was on the agenda. And, it was a discussion, so the Historic District Commission is the only, commission that has a 1-year sunset clause. A building, a developer comes forward in our town, there is not a sunset clause at all. So, and when we look at the state, 1 year is pretty strict as well. So, the planning committee, the department, you're actually suggesting to just not have a sunset clause at all, is your recommendation?
Well, so I think, George brought it up at the August meeting, there was discussion about either a shorter time frame, 3 to 5 years, or not at all. I mean, I think it was more the discretion of the commission.
because right now it's a year.
It's a
1 year.
Right now, it's 1 year, yeah, and I think this, the discussion in August leaned towards still having an expiration date,
Correct,
but not
a year.
a year.
Right.
So, yeah, 3 to
I think it
5.
was 3 to 5.
3 to 5
years.
was the range I think we all kind of like settled on.
Yeah.
Right.
Some towns have it like in perpetuity with the land, no matter who owns it, and, given changing plans, that can be dicey. So
Yeah.
we were not as comfortable with leaving it wide open.
So I think it ultimately, in his memo, he wrote, recommends a 5-year period
With one
with one
extension.
extension, right? So that, so 5 years at the end of that, the applicant can ask for an extension.
Is that a 5-year extension or would it be?
An additional 5 years.
Additional
what it
5
says here.
years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
I would support that. I don't know how the rest of you feel with that.
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
I think when you're right, Elaine, people felt like
Yeah, in perpetuity was way too much. I think 5 years is the maximum.
Yes,
I was
go
leaning
longer.
towards like 3 and 3, but I don't think that that's a huge difference.
I mean, I think when we look at the majority of the applications, we see in it being a historic district that 1 year can be strict, especially
Yeah.
when we've seen the supply shortages and things
Exactly.
like that. And then just with them coming back, it adds a lot more paperwork and for the
Exactly,
planning
yeah.
department.
Well, and
But
there's plenty of reasons, even without supply shortages, you start a job and all of a sudden, oh, look, my sill beam's rotten, I only have the money to fix one thing, I've gotta fix, anybody, historic buildings are but a lot,
Right.
so, I think definitely making it longer
And
is a little
Brittany,
more
if,
understanding.
if we, after, I don't know, a few years, it didn't look like it was working, we could always revisit and
Yes.
change, yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Yep.
And Ika, what are your thoughts?
I think 3 to 5 years is good.
Okay.
So
Okay,
therefore-
so 3 to 5 is different. Do we want to go with the staff recommendation of 5 or?
I would go with the staff recommendation. of
Yeah,
five.
well, by going by 5 years, the 3 to 5 is in there,
Okay.
Correct, so
Perfect.
I would be in favor of going to 5.
Perfect. Okay, so I think we're all in favor. We could make a motion on that. Is that something we can just make a motion?
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, and we have.
because we have a majority, if that was 3. Okay. I can make a motion, so. I'd like to make a motion to
Amend the handbook.
Yeah.
amend the handbook. To recommend a 5-year period with 1 extension approved by the commission for an additional 5 years on applications that are approved by the board.
To replace the existing provision for 1 year.
Yes.
Alright,
I second.
no, go ahead.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
No opposed, and so that passes 4-0. Okay, then we'll move on to the approval of the minutes. Does anyone have any changes to the minutes? From August 7th, 2023.
Don't see anything. Move to accept the minutes as written.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And I'll abstain, they're not here.
You know, I found out that you can approve it if you want to.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can. George is a big proponent of that, because it's
You
like
could
you're,
review the minutes, yeah.
you're right, you review the minute and test them, so, but I know.
Okay, I'll wait.
No peer pressure, no peer, and a lot of people don't want, but it's,
Well, yeah,
because
and I
think
always
that's
do,
what
and I
it's
always
feel like.
have.
I haven't been there, but, now it's, you're attesting that, these are whatever, so, yeah, so.
So we can amend, I will. For 4-0, I also would just like to make a quick comment for you, Amanda, for the roll call, because, to include that Aaron Levitt-Smith that was here for the, meeting
Oh, for today.
for today, for a roll call, because we took roll call before
Right.
she arrived.
Smart, yes, thank you.
So we'll
Yeah,
fill in
Amanda
that
would
as
have
well.
gotten it though.
It's a very memorable entrance and.
Yeah.
Very relatable, actually.
It's all about the entrance, Amanda.
Oh, I know.
So I will make a motion, we don't have anything else, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.